Hello and welcome to Impact TV, where you'll get strategies for becoming a more influential leader, reaching your next level of success, and making an impact on the world. I'm your host, Betsy Allen-Manning, founder of Motivate You Enterprises, keynote speaker, best-selling author, and human behavior expert. And hey y'all, I am excited to share our impact leader with you today. Her name is Erin McElroy, and let me tell you a little bit about her before we bring her on here. Erin has over 15 years experience in the hospitality industry paired with nonprofit administration. And in her current role in plastics manufacturing, she makes meaningful connections, cultivating brand engagement and business development, forging partnerships that produce products that matter. Oh my goodness, I just love this already. So Erin, welcome to Impact TV Show. Tell us a little bit about you, about your business, and of course your impact project.
Yes, thank you, Betsy, for having me. It's lovely being with you and sharing about this impact project. I am currently doing business development, as you mentioned, in plastics manufacturing, where I help shepherd our internal and external relationships to make products that matter. So it's really a rewarding role, and it allows me to use my background in hospitality and non-for-profits, where I get to be in service of others. And I also own Trumpet and Mallow, which is a concierge consulting firm, which specializes in curated relationships and experiences. And I am a mom of two. I call them the brothers McElroy, and a wife to Sean.
Love it, love it, love it. And your impact project. So tell us what inspired you. Tell us a little bit about it and what inspired you to start this.
Yeah, so the Impact Project, Project Frontline, started a little over a month ago. And the reason it started is the world was pausing and slowing down and sheltering in place for the health of us and our whole world to stop the spread of this pandemic. I really felt like, what could I do from the comfort of my home that would make a difference, that would show people that are still on the front lines that they're thought of and that we're here for them at a distance. And also knowing I do live in a county with a lot of historic main streets, thinking about all those restaurants, cafes, and businesses that in the state of Illinois definitely were hit first, like with the shutdowns and people couldn't gather, would say, how do we still support them? And could a project using virtual interactions by people able to donate to then purchase food, to then safely deliver to the front lines, could it have people feel like they're able to help and contribute at this time?
I love that. Okay, so break it down just one thing, like step by step, exactly how. Yeah, again, just so we're exactly really clear on how it works.
The way it works is we created a GoFundMe account and a Facebook page, knowing we could harness social media and reaching people in that manner. And it's really easy. People either donate online or they can send a check, which we have accommodated people that wanted to send a check. And then once that donation is made, it goes direct to a local restaurant. And then there's a committee of 5 that we coordinate and follow all procedures and protocol. Healthcare, first responders, pharmacies, we're expanding into nursing homes. So that's kind of how it works. And then we share the joy, and the whole desire was to be the reason someone smiles today. And we post all the pictures to show the impact of this project in the lives of the frontline and in the lives of the local businesses.
Wow. I mean, that is absolutely incredible. And what I love about this is that you saw a need in the community and you didn't just sit there and say, man, someone should do something about this. Because that's what most of us do, right?
Yeah.
We see a need somewhere and we say, someone should really do something about that. Or I feel so bad for our local restaurants not being able to get the business. And then that's all we do. We complain or we'll say something, but we don't do anything about it. That's why you're an impact leader, because you actually took action. You did something about it. And did you even know where to start with this? Or was this something you had to figure it out?
Well, I accredit the success to the 4 other amazing humans that I called. And I feel fortunate that I've always had a personal board of directors, and may it be for business, for whatever my integrated life is, whatever area of life, and that I've had confidence that I could lean on and call. And so I would say communication and collaboration and a shared vision really allowed for me to have meaningful, like deep conversations about what I was feeling at the time and how I wanted to contribute. And that led to their gifts and talents to serve this project. And so it really is through a series of dialogue, purposeful communication that then led to action. And so we had a shared vision, and then we said, what do we do? And it became very easy to unfold. We were able then to use talent to say, we can launch a GoFundMe, we can use social media, we can use connectivity to some of the local businesses and healthcare. And we've been using technologies like Zoom, Slack, taking kind of from our backgrounds and saying, how do we still coordinate this effort while we can't be with one another? And so I do attribute it to, having a network that also said yes.
And would you say out of the top 3 things you attribute to your success? Because you got this off the ground running very quickly, right? This is a month ago that you started this, and where are you at now?
We're almost at $42,000. We've delivered 3,500 meals to the front line, and almost 40 local businesses have been infused with those dollars.
Amazing. So people watching this, I want to encourage you, if you see a need somewhere, this is what impact leaders do. They don't just sit down and say, let somebody else take care of it. They actually take action. They do something about it. Now, speaking of this amazing team that you have, how did you decide the right people to bring on board? Because as well as I do, it takes, it takes that teamwork to make the dream work, but you've got to have the right team in place in order for it to move forward. So you casted this amazing vision for everyone, and everyone's on the same page. And then from there, how do you know which people are the right for which role and which strengths to use of theirs to move this forward?
Yeah. Well, I think one of the things I value, and that has been a reason for my success and leadership, has been curating meaningful relationships and then knowing when there's that right synergy that may provide unprecedented results. They're also each uniquely differently connected and talented. Some are more operational focused. We have a marketing social media guru. We have someone that is finance oriented. And we were able then to say, what piece of this would we take on? And naturally, our gifts and talents kind of went into place. And that trust that we could all act rapidly, knowing that our heart and minds are aligned.
I love this. You're dropping so many value bombs right now, because it's about the synergy between the people, but it's not just getting people that have, maybe this would be a good role for this person because they have the right fit, but they've got to be motivated for the same purpose. It seems like everybody brought on board has this servant's heart. So it starts with the collaboration, and you've got to continue the communication, right? And then trust everybody to move in their direction, the role that they're in. Because if you try and micromanage it, people are going to get frustrated. And it seems like you have people that they're impact leaders as well. Always, people ask, well, how do you motivate a team? Right? You don't. You hire motivated people, or you bring on, even a volunteer position, you bring on motivated people who have the same passion and heart for the project that you have as well. And that's what you've done. Now, we know that nothing great accomplished comes without challenges. So, Erin, what kind of challenges have you guys faced as this has come up, and how did you overcome them?
Yeah, a few of the challenges were just taking in feedback from the community and really wanting to honor requests and listening to the areas of the front lines that we could make a difference on, and navigating that with grace, and knowing that we may not be able to reach everybody, yet doing our best. So just how do you honor the feedback and then make choices to take action, and not wanting to disappoint anyone. so that people felt like they were a part of this project and they were heard and their ideas could potentially come to life. So just navigating that. Some of the challenges too is to make sure this project was positive and life-giving for the 5 of us, and knowing that we took it on in addition to our families and our workload. And so balancing that this is a impact project that is also in addition to our full lives. And so checking in and saying, where are we all at? Is this becoming a stressor? Is there anything that you don't want to take on? Is there anything need to be said? So we do meet virtually to kind of open that up. We have an agenda, but then doing check-ins and allowing at any time, if there was something going on that would have someone want to be able to be a pause at this volunteerism, that they could.
I'm sure a lot of people watching this are thinking, I want to start my own passion, my own impact project. I've got a passion for something, how do I do that? So before I kind of get to that, I would like to ask you, what's the impact you want to have on the world through this project? Because from your mind, I can already tell you're not thinking small. You're not thinking this is it just in my own city. You're starting to think national, maybe even global, right? This is how we help people globally. So how do you make this bigger impact? Where do you see this going?
That no act of kindness is ever lost, and that wherever you are in the world, if you have a desire in your heart, speak it and then do it. In that action, I just had someone send me something that said a gentleman in Kansas sent the state of New York 1 mask, and he had 5 masks for his family, and he wrote a thoughtful letter and then sent it to the state of New York. And you know what, like any act of that kindness is something that the world needs. And so this project is a reflection of what was in my heart and mind, and because of great people that joined in. Like that spark was lit in McHenry County, and almost 500 people have raised $42,000 and are making all these deliveries.
Incredible.
Really no end in sight. And we will deliver meals and put money into the local businesses as long as people participate.
Absolutely.
It's a ripple,
It is the ripple effect. And we watch so much negative news on TV. I always say we need PNN, Positive News Network, because the more good that we see, I feel like what goes in stays in a lot. So if you're putting negative things in, then that's what's staying in, and you just have this negative view of the world. But if you get these positive things in, watching things like this, watching people making a difference out there, it prompts something in you to say, I want to make a difference too. So for people that have that urge in them, that desire in them, where could they start? If they want to do this in their own city, how do they do this?
Yeah, so I think depending on what their heartstrings are being pulled, I would say either talk to someone in your home or a trusted confidant and communicate it. I think clarity and intention with focus, you can then do anything. And it would be, okay, what tools do you need? Do you need help? Is it something you could accomplish on your own? Would you be stronger together with a couple other people? And then if you have that clarity and intention, then take actions. Is it finding a site like GoFundMe or Meal Train? Like what is your impact project? And saying, what are tools, technologies, resources that would help me?
I love it. I love it. Well, if people want to get involved with your project, how do they do that? Do they contact you? Go online somewhere?
Yeah, so they can contact the project if they were looking to send a check or had questions. Our email is frontlinemchenryco@gmail.com. Otherwise, on Facebook, we have the page that links to the GoFundMe account and post all the restaurants and deliveries and pictures and where we're going. And that's Project Frontline McHenry County COVID-19 support.
That will all be listed, by the way, down below in the description. So
that's the best way. And if people aren't on Facebook, then the GoFundMe shares all the updates and the impacts and is also where people can make the direct contribution.
Okay. And once they've made a contribution to help you out, if they say, I want to start something like this exact project in my own city, what do can they contact you to get maybe a step-by-step instructions on the type of team that they're going to need and how they can get this going? You did this fast, so that means that we still need this right now. My husband and I last night went and ordered from a local restaurant. They did curbside pickup. We did it. We said, thank you for still being open for us so that we can do this. We're here to support you. We want to support those local restaurants, but let's do this. How can we do it even bigger in our city? So if someone wanted to do that, do you have a place they can go to? Or maybe I'm prompting you to start with.
Yeah, maybe it's good for me to do a little roadmap. And I have had conversations and emails about this, and we're happy that this would spark an inspiration somewhere else. So a couple things. They either email the Frontline Gmail account, or I have been receiving a lot of messages through the Facebook page. And then I would have a personal conversation or send the emails then. And really, what has also been successful is there's local restaurants and cafes that have also created their own funds like this, saying you can buy a Joe to go coffee or an individual coffee or this $10, meal. And you go online to their website and then they get it to the front lines. And then I think if it's an individual or small group that wants to do something like our project, it is then creating the donation page, easy access. And then part of it is the coordination though with the sites. It has been important to us that we followed protocols and we advanced the deliveries, understood the needs, the right times, so that their main role is patient care, or if it was care like from a first responder, that this wouldn't be disruptive. And so that's something I could go into more detail with people, is like how to reach out, find the people at the hospitals or the nursing homes to then properly coordinate and find out how to deliver in the manner in which they want to receive the delivery as well.
I love that. I love that. And here's the thing is, so many people may be hearing this going, this is a little overwhelming. I'm not sure I could do this. But look, you are one person who brought on 4 other people, and a team of 5 is making a massive impact right where you are. And now you're inspiring other people to start this in their own cities. This could go global if people just say, don't leave it to someone else. Be the impact leader. Be the one that says, I'm going to take the reins here and I'm going to try this. Look, the worst that can happen is you learn
to make one delivery.
You make a difference.
When we launch, saying, depending on the response, we will deliver until the money runs out, and even one delivery would be an impact. And I think so if anyone out there listening and watching if there's something that you feel is attainable and manageable, and if you have others, maybe that will compound it by the 2 or 3 other people that you enable to act with you, right? Is then your attempt was worthy. Yeah. And any action or any delivery that you make is worthy. It will. And so that's the biggest part, is don't hesitate because you fear that what if I don't, like that what if, don't have that stop you, you know?
Yeah. Impact leaders don't let those questions, the what ifs, what if this happens, what if that happens, how, they don't let that stop them. They just say, there's a need here. I'm going to figure out how to do it, get the right team on board and just go. And I love it that you've done it. You've already paved the path. So that someone that wants to do this, they've got a step-by-step process to go away that they just contact you. So your information will be down below. And I want to ask you one last question.
Okay.
If you could leave one last bit of inspiration for somebody to become a more influential leader, build those better and more successful relationships with others, and truly make an impact on the world, what would your last bit of inspiration be?
Well, I would say listen and lead from your heart, and then have a thoughtful way you discern what's in your heart, and that then any intention you set and action you make, coming from that place, you can really do no wrong. And I would say to just spread some love. And I really feel that from love, anything and everything is possible.
I don't think I could add anything else to that except for thank you, Erin, so much for your time today. Thank you for sharing what you're doing, this impact that you're making. And for those of you that, first of all, want to donate and help her, their city out, I definitely encourage you to do so. And for those of you that want to learn also how to make an impact right where you are, contact Erin and become that impact leader yourself. She's done it for other people. The last month, they've been able to raise $40,000. Is that what you said? $40,000 for their city and healthcare workers, frontline workers. Amazing. Erin, thank you so much. Thank you for joining us for today's episode of Impact TV. Once again, I'm Betsy Allen-Manning, wishing you a more successful and significant life.